"Mom, you have to sing with him tonight." Emma's words were barely louder than a whisper, but they stopped Daniel cold. He looked at the little girl, then at her mother, and finally at the guitar case beside his chair. "Tonight," he repeated. Emma smiled nervously. "You'll thank me later." Daniel had taught Emma guitar for almost a year, and in that time he had learned two things about her. She practiced harder than any student he had ever taught, and whenever he asked about her father, her smile disappeared. Her mother, Claire, was always polite, always tired, and always standing just outside the music room while Emma played. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional and inspiring stories like this, make sure to support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories of kindness, hope, and humanity. That evening, Emma arrived carrying a folded sheet of music. "I changed your lesson," she announced. Daniel laughed. "Students don't change teachers' lessons. This one does." She placed the paper on his music stand. At the top was a handwritten title, "The Song We Never Finished." Daniel stared at it. The melody was familiar. Years ago, he had written it with his younger brother, Michael, who had died before they could record it. Daniel had never shown the unfinished composition to anyone. His face went pale. "Where did you get this?" Emma looked toward the hallway. "Mom found it." Claire stepped into the room. Daniel remembered her then. Not clearly, but enough. Claire had once attended the same small community college as Michael. They had performed together at a charity concert. Michael had talked about her for months afterward. "I didn't know you were his brother," Claire whispered. Daniel swallowed. "And I didn't know you were the girl he used to sing with." Emma looked between them, delighted. "So you both know the song?" Claire shook her head quickly. "Emma, we're not doing this." "Why not?" "Because some songs are painful." Emma's expression hardened. "Maybe that's why they need to be finished." Daniel gently picked up his guitar. "She may be right." Claire looked at him, surprised. "I've avoided this song for 12 years, he admitted. "Maybe I've been avoiding more than the song." Claire sat down slowly. Emma grinned and disappeared into the kitchen, leaving them alone. Daniel played the first few chords. Claire closed her eyes. Then, unwillingly, she sang the opening line. Her voice trembled, but it was beautiful. Daniel joined her. For a few seconds, the years between them disappeared. They were no longer grieving adults in a quiet house. They were young people beside Michael, laughing over missed notes and arguing about harmonies. Then Claire stopped. "I can't." Daniel lowered his guitar. "You can. You don't understand." "Then tell me." Claire stared at the floor. "Michael asked me to leave town with him." Daniel's breath caught. "I was pregnant," she continued. "I was terrified. He wanted to marry me. I wanted to go, but my mother was sick, and I thought staying would protect everyone. Michael left alone." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "He never told me. He didn't blame you. He blamed himself." Claire reached into her purse and pulled out an old envelope. Inside was a photograph of Michael holding a tiny baby. "Emma," Daniel whispered. Claire nodded. "She's his daughter." Emma returned holding 3 cups of cocoa. She stopped when she saw their faces. "Did you tell him?" Claire looked at her daughter. Emma sighed. "I knew you wouldn't." Daniel stared at the little girl. Suddenly, every lesson made sense. The determination. The way she played Michael's favorite chords without knowing why. The mysterious old photograph she had once asked Daniel to identify. "You knew who I was?" he asked. Emma nodded. "I found your picture with Uncle Michael." Daniel's voice broke. "Why did you bring us together?" Emma placed the cocoa on the table. "Because Mom sings when she misses Dad. You play when you miss him. I thought maybe if you did both together, missing him wouldn't hurt so much." Claire covered her mouth. Daniel knelt beside Emma. "You little troublemaker," he whispered, smiling through tears. Emma smiled back. "So you're thanking me later?" He laughed. I think I already am. The next evening, the three of them stood on a small community theater stage. There were only a few dozen people in the audience, but Daniel's hands shook as badly as they had before his first performance. Claire reached for his hand. You ready? No, he admitted. She smiled. Good. Neither am I. Emma sat in the front row. Daniel began playing. Claire sang. Their voices met in the middle of the unfinished melody, and for the first time in 12 years, Michael's song had an ending. When the final note faded, nobody moved. Then Emma stood and applauded. Others followed. Claire cried openly. Daniel looked toward the empty chair beside the stage, imagining Michael sitting there with that crooked smile he remembered so well. Afterward, Claire approached Daniel. I spent years believing that loving Michael meant holding on to the pain, she said. Daniel shook his head. Maybe it means carrying the love instead. Emma rushed between them and grabbed both their hands. See, she said. I told you you'd thank me later. Daniel laughed. Claire laughed too. And under the warm theater lights, they realized something simple but profound. Grief does not always disappear. Sometimes, it changes shape. Sometimes a song, a memory, or a brave little girl can turn an old wound into a bridge back toward life. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts or a similar experience in the comments. Sometimes the people who help us heal arrive in the most unexpected ways. And if you enjoyed this story, like the video and subscribe for more stories of kindness, hope, courage, compassion, and humanity.